Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH Hashem, YAHAWASHI Hashem, RICANS, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, shalom to the mighty AHPARYAM, YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Mark chapter 13, verse 22, for false Mashiachs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, the elect. So today's lesson, today's lesson is going to be about this, what's it called, this video I'm going to play, where you have this Eve that's basically complaining about other people leaving, as if it is our responsibility for if someone decides to leave the faith or not. Alright, so let me actually get the video, which is I'll let 30 seconds play, or 20.
TikTok's algorithm knows that I know that I'm an Israelite. Every once in a while on my For You page, I come across one of those videos that's like, I'm no longer a part of the Hebrew Israelite cult, and here's why. And when I say that I know that I'm an Israelite, I mean that I'm awakened to the fact that my ancestors, that I'm descendant from the Hebrews, the Israelites of the Bible. I'm not a member of any camp or association or organization, and I didn't come to the knowledge of this truth through social media, through a camp, or through an organization. That being said, every single time I watch one of these videos, there are reoccurring themes, and there are things that these people are complaining of that is consistent throughout all of their testimonies. Yes, my single time any camp or association or organization, and I didn't come to the knowledge of this truth through social media, through a camp, or through an organization. That being said, every single time I watch one of these videos, there are reoccurring themes, and there are things that these people are complaining of that is consistent throughout all of their testimonies. I guess my question is, when do we as a community look at these experiences that these people are having, that our brothers and sisters are having? Because honestly, at the end of the day, whether they recognize that they are Israelites by blood, by inheritance, they are Israelites. So whether they identify with that or they have just separated themselves from the organization.
Oh yeah, wow, I can't freaking listen to this anymore. Anyway, Slakia, I thought that was funny because, the brother had just said that, sometimes you actually have to even if you don't want to listen to people, you have to actually listen, and that's what I'm attempting to do more of, but I'm trying to make this video quickly because I don't want to make this a bunch of filibustering and whatnot. So, but at the same time, I am trying to get to the point. So, to get to the point, basically, as one thing that I would like to know is just like, well then, if she didn't get it from an organization, if she didn't get it from an organization or from a camp, then well, where did she get it from? And the thing is that if she is basically implying that she got it from an individual, then by extension, where did that individual get it from? Because the thing that she's basically implying is that she's partially implying that camps are not needed. You should be able to see these types of like subtle jabs and stuff like that people tend to do. This is a very common tactic in terms of like not necessarily debates, but more so just like speech, where people really when people want to be passive aggressive, and they don't what's the word, just talk normally, or just say I don't like X, Y, and Z, but they have to do like these passive aggressive jabs in order to try to discredit someone or something, even though whatever said thing may or may not be valid or not. So once again, like that's something that I find it funny that she just wants to completely disqualify, and it also goes to show her insincerity and her dishonesty in her I don't want to necessarily say argument, but I guess argument in her trying to say that it is the people that are actively Israelites that are at fault, rather than the people that had chosen to leave that are at fault themselves. Because again, as I made a lesson previously, it is not our fault that someone leaves; it is their fault. If they don't want to, no one is forcing anyone to stay. If you don't want to be an Israelite, it doesn't matter if your husband, it doesn't matter if your father, mother, daughter, whatever person that's close to you is an Israelite. You can choose to not be an Israelite, and that is a decision completely up to you. And the thing is that I'll just speak for myself. I absolutely do not care how many people there are. As a matter of okay, let me just stop. But basically, you get the point where it's not someone's salvation is not my business. My business as an individual that is actively seeking to please Yahawadah, and I'm more worried with myself, my salvation, and my obligations towards Yahawadah than I'm afraid of making other people get afraid of my dedication to Yahawadah. So I'm gonna watch out what I'm gonna do. Like that's not what we're supposed to do. You're doing, if you have that mindset, then you are following after Yahawadah for the wrong reason, because you're not even following after Yahawadah. You're really just doing stuff for the wrong reasons, because you have people like Bishop Nate speaking as a man, on my personal opinion, who is definitely seemingly doing it for money. And you also have Sakari and what's his name, ISUPK, once again, who are doing this just for like some sensationalism, and rather than sincerity, because oftentimes it's like, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? Who are we going to debate? What are we going to take part in to make people say like, oh wow, that's a big thing, like that's a crazy thing, or like that, look at the controversy on that. And that's what it is at the end of the day with them, where it's just controversy rather than sincerity. And this woman is also a part of it, where she wants more and more people, when is she even, it doesn't even, it seems like it's just her family. And apparently the brother had checked her videos. I can find it, but I'm not going to. He checked her videos. I'll just take his word for it this one time, or maybe multiple times. But he checked her videos, and she's basically just like one of those fucking influencers where she's just like showing her life as it is, or like mom and stuff like that. Slocky, I think that's funny. Showing her life as an Israelite mom, and doing that whole lifestyle YouTuber TikTok shit. Slocky, this is funny to me. Slocky, but yeah, and it's like, if for me personally, I think that is one of the dumbest things that you can do, to be publicizing your stuff. Like I think that's just a widely unwise thing to do, where you are letting people know your habits, your stuff like that, and just like it just goes against safety, any rational safety protocols, to put it plainly. So continuing on, let's get some of these precepts. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3, there hath no temptation taking you but such as is common to man, but Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, who will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And the thing is that, let me get that as well, slacking. But wait one moment. It is I think it's Sirach chapter 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. This is the thing where when you being a part of YAHAWASHI's servitude, or whatever you want to call it, or how the house of YAHAWASHI, then you are supposed to be expecting, you're supposed to expect hardships and temptation. And as the scriptures say, and as a result of that, you can't be thinking that, I want things to be simplistic, easy, and all that stuff like that, when that's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures told us, or warned us, of the trying hardships which come in the form of the temptation. All right, so as a result of that, we go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13, where it says that the temptation is not going to be more than what we are able to handle. So as a result of that, while we are going through hardships, while we are going through hardships, while we're going through hardships, it's not going to be more than the struggle and more than what we are each individually able to go through. And as a result of that, anytime you have people that choose to leave, it is completely their choice, and it's because of their lack of dedication, as well as their lack of appreciation and love for YAHAWAH. So there isn't really much need for, I guess, sympathy or empathy or whatever for people, or even worry to be thinking that someone leaving, or multiple people, or there being a big drop in people that are identifying as Israelites is a problem. All right, so it's not for us to really show any concern for, but yet you have people like her who feel like it is a cause for concern, simply because of the carnal aspect of, I want to be a part of this big movement thing, rather than looking at it from the spiritual side of I want to be a part of YAHAWASHI's deliverance and the work of the Lord, basically. All right, so continuing on, Second Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they shall believe a lie, and the lie being the fact that they wanted to leave, and that they are not ultimately they are not chosen. The fact that people leave, it is a result of faithlessness, as well as them ultimately proving that they were not chosen by Yahawadah to be a part of the elect. And it is again that lack of dedication, that lack of love, if you want to call it that, towards Yahawadah, that led said person to not sticking it out through any and all hardships, which ultimately led to them, saying, I'm not an Israelite anymore, or I don't want to be an Israelite, I'm a Christian again, and stuff like that. And this is where you have that disconnect. But at the same time, you also have these people who are so carnal, once again, who they could be someone like her. She could be next, where she thinks she has the wrong, she has her priorities wrong, and she's more worried about the numbers rather than the actual genuine the genuine role that she has to fulfill when it comes to Yahawadah. So this is a thing that we need to all remember and take note of, and to not fall for ourselves. All right, so continuing on, Proverbs chapter 22 verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive him far from it. And let me also get this to further solidify it. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yahweh gave the increase, which also is supported with this. Mark chapter 4 verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately received it with gladness. So when they receive it, they receive, the seed is represented by the word. The word is planted, but are they actually receiving it for it to be for it to grow into a tree? Where in this precept, where in this verse specifically, it says it's on stony ground, where the ground is not ripe for anything to grow, and as a result of that, just the seed is there. It's on the ground. It's on the concrete, for example. And then because the concrete is not proper soil or fertilizer or whatever, then it can't grow. And then as a result of that, the seed just dies or just falls away, because the seed is the person, or the person which is represented by the stony ground is not open to change. They might say, oh yeah, this sounds nice, I want to see it out, and then later on the next day or an hour after that, okay, well, whatever, I don't care, I'm gonna go do whatever stuff that I was doing prior. And that's the thing, where people are more concerned with trying to force the seed to be grown in that stony ground, which the stony ground is what the Lord made said person to be. He didn't make everyone to be proper soil. And we also can prove that with 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 7. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but Yahweh that giveth the increase. So yeah, basically it's the Lord that decides if said person is going to actually grow with that. And you even have the example of what's it called, different plants, if have different capabilities or different growth rates or different needs for them. Because if in the desert there are cactuses that are able to be grown on grown with little to no rain, all right, and as a result of that lack of rain needed because as a result of that lack of rain needed, they're still able to grow. But there's also other like rainforests and stuff like that, which have lots of rain that they are able to grow, all right, with lots of rain. But it's dependent on the thing, because not all plants are the same. And on that same token, not everybody is the same, where everyone grows at different rates, but at the same time everyone is not susceptible to this truth. All right, so as a result of that, this is where you have this divide, where it's not for us to decide, okay, well, I want X person A through Z to get it, unless the Lord says, okay, the Lord wants A through H to get it, and then everyone else, fuck them. All right, so basically that's how you have these people who constantly have this thing messed up, where they want everyone to get it, they want everyone to follow and be like them, when that's not what the Lord made things out to be. All right, so continuing on, 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 2, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. And once again, it's that sincerity of being open and being susceptible as proper soil to be able to receive the seed / the milk in order to properly grow, and not as oh, I already know everything, or I don't need to learn anything, or I'm not gonna listen to X, Y, and Z because this person is just Slakia, is just some black person, or this person is younger than me, so I'm not gonna learn from them, or this person is mean, or I'm not gonna learn. Basically a million different reasons as to why someone would make an excuse to not learn. So as a result of that, like these are the different things, the different obstacles that get in the way. All right, so yeah, with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, Rakak, Wadasha, the elders and apostles, a great millstone, a Bible, and Shalom.